Hello and welcome to cadastral editing workflows. We are going to be entering a tract with meets and bounds description. First off, you're going to want to use your parcel editor toolbar and start an edit session. The next thing you're going to want to do is you'll want to create a plan via the plan directory. Here I've already created it. Enter a tract with meets and bounds. This is where you enter the name. This is where you set your default settings. And you can enter some attributes here about the plan as well. Of course, this will have some sort of name, MB/1234567 or whatever the survey plan might be, or document. Okay. The next thing we want to do, we can close the plan directory dialog box. We'll want to go up in new parcel, click new parcel. And that's going to open the parcel details dialog box. And in the parcel detail dialog box, you want to choose your plan by either clicking on plan and choosing it here, or by dropping the menu down and choosing your plan there. Okay. As you can see, there's no attributes yet for this plan, this parcel. So we're going to get started. And so I've already georeferenced the survey plan for us to draw from, to read the meets and bounds that are on the plan. And that should give us enough information to draw what we need. So the first thing we'll do is find our point of beginning, or a point of beginning rather. And, I like to go very common places, wherever you have a control point. These are parcel fabric points, so they're not control points. Control points are, like monuments or poles or things that have been GPS in the field. They may have GPS at this point, but it looks like a safe position in the middle of the street to go ahead and start as our point of beginning. So with that being said, click our point of beginning, and you can either right click to enter bearing distance here. But I'm going to set the absolute XY right there. And then over here, I'm going to enter the first meets and bounds, the direction, which is here. So we have 89-43-30. And then under distance, we have, you see here, it's 44 feet. So we're going to enter that, 44 feet. Over here as well, we need to enter our quadrant, which would be, it's saying it's northeast, so we could enter 1. But as you can see, it went the opposite direction, right? So you can right click and reverse the bearing. And now you can see it's headed in the right direction. So next, let's enter our next set of bearings, which will be 00-20-00-1 is the quadrant, because this will be northeast. So we're going to head northeast. And the distance here on the survey plan, it looks to be 332.39. So you can see right here. So we'll enter that number, 332.39. Okay. Go ahead, enter. as you can see, and went to the right location. So let's move on to the next one. The next one appears to be 89-41-25-1. It's saying the bearing is northeast right here. If you look at this, it's saying it's northeast. However, this is actually southwest. It's the opposite quadrant. So we'll go ahead and choose one because it says northeast on the plan. But we may have to reverse the bearing, which I'm thinking we'll have to do. 628.61 is the distance, as you can see right here. So, okay, we'll hit enter. As you can see, it went the opposite direction. So we need to go back up and reverse the bearing. Okay, that looks correct. Next, let's continue moving along. Looks like the next bearing we have would be 0. You can do 0, 0, or 0. It doesn't matter. It'll fill in the extra 0 for you. 019-10. And this will be going southwest, obviously there. So that's the 3, quadrant 3 for southwest. Distance, it appears we have 332.01. That's what that says. Yep, 332.01. Okay. So then we'll hit enter. And that appears to have gone to the correct place as well. Okay. All right. So that got us down here. So we will continue. Let's go. The next one. Okay. 89-43-30. Okay. And it appears that distance is 672.52. Let's see if that's correct. Oh, we forgot to enter our quadrant, which is northeast. So that'll be a 1. We can come over and we can press enter. And that looks like it's drawing pretty correctly, closely. So we can clean this up here in just a second. So we want to look at our misclose, which is down here, and it looks like the misclose is really, really tight. 0.006 feet. If you want to get the report on that, you can pull that up and just look at your misclose here. Accuracy is high. That's good. Gives you your area. That's good. So we want to hit OK. So this looks good. So now we want to go ahead and keep and join, which is in the parcel details dialog. If we go ahead and keep and join, the next step in this process is we have our new dialog where we are going to create line points. We're going to connect these into the parcel fabric because right now this is not joined to the parcel fabric. It's a brand new parcel. So what we're going to do here is there's so many line points that it's easier and faster instead of manually setting line points on each one of these lots. It's easier to use the trace fabric to create the join links. So let's do that. I have it set on 20 feet, but we're going to reduce that to 10 feet. And the reason for that is because in some areas of this specific parcel fabric, you'll notice there are some messy points here. So there's 3 fabric points here just really close together for some reason. So we want to try to avoid that. That's fine. It's not a big deal. We can work around this. So I set a 10-foot buffer. Oops, I went out a little far there. So we'll go ahead and trace. We'll start here. We'll trace. And it's capturing all of the existing fabric points to link this new parcel to. As you can see, it stops here. The reason it's stopping here, it should stop here, is because there's 3 points there. So we can just go ahead and stop this here. And as you can see, there's a buffer around this. And then what we can do, we don't want it to capture these additional points. So let's go with the points that we know are not messy. Okay, looks like it doesn't want to grab these. Oh, again, we have. So what I'll do now is I'll create the links for the existing points that are connecting very well. And for the others, what we'll do is we need to make sure we have links. So we can go in and manually connect these. So what I'll do is I'll draw a box to create these line points. That created a line point for us there, which is nice. That's what we want. Okay, and then we have that one there. Let's go ahead and do the same thing up here. We have a line point created there. And then we can continue. Now when you get up here, you may notice there's a lot of points. So we can match these specifically to these corners. So we created that link as well. And then we can trace the remainder. So we can go, from here. And then we can go ahead and create links. So we want to make sure that we have all of our corners linked. And then also anywhere that there's an existing fabric point, we want to make sure that we have links for those points as well. And it looks like we do. So if we check the residuals on the X and Y, they look very low, which is a good sign. So let's go ahead and join this. Now once you join this, that is key for, it makes up for the basis of bearing. Control points, are spatial accuracy. The basis of bearing is good for drawing parcels, and joining them to the fabric is spatially correcting them via control points and joining methods that we just used. If that makes sense. Okay, so it looks like we have a successful join. And if If we want to test this join, we can always go to the transform parcels uh, toolbar. We can move a parcel point. And we'll go to commit transformation. And let's make sure that everything moves with it, rather. And if I turn off the survey plat, let's look. That's exactly what it's supposed to do. So that is the good thing about a parcel fabric is that it's all about connectivity and um, accuracy and things moving together and being connected. So this is good. So we can just undo that last part. Okay. So under the properties, you can fill in any attributes. You can open the attribute table if you prefer to do it that way and fill in attributes here. And there we have it. That is adding a parcel with meets and bounds. So we would go ahead and save edits. And stop editing. So now you see the red dots. We have our line points, which is very good. We turn off our yellow points. You'll see that everything looks good. That's it.